Hello and welcome to Bayou Time. I'm your host, Keith Whiteside. Thank you so much for joining us. You know, it is always a joy to bring to you information about one of the greatest pride that we have here in home Louisiana as we talk about the Regional Military Museum. Always glad to have people there. First, we're going to start with Ms. Linda Terrio. She is the secretary over at the Regional Military Museum. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing us here.
Well, we appreciate it. Somebody that you've seen lots of times here talking with us about the museum, Mark Black, president of the Regional Military Museum. Welcome, Mark.
Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Thank you so much. Listen, it's one of those times, Ms. Linda, we know you spend a lot of time trying to make sure that people know what they get from being a member over at the museum. Let's talk about membership and why that's so important.
Membership is important, of course, for the survival of the museum, besides the other funds that we receive. And for if you join the museum, you also have entrance for free into the museum. It depends the level of it. And probably the most important thing is to preserve the history of our veterans, those from the past, those presently serving, and we'd like to be there for those that come after those that we're honoring now.
Well, and you know, you talk about that, about the value of being able to go to a museum often, and it's because things are constantly changing. I don't know that I've ever seen a more active group of people, or a group that has the capacity to just bring so much rich military history in a small town like Houma. It is just so exciting, and so we really want to appeal to people who can join the military museum. And it's the Regional Military Museum Foundation, and that's something we want to be able to do. And so I'm going to do that as well. I am committing right now to sign up for my wife and I, because we just need to be able to enjoy it and come out and do that. And so we're going to do that. So let's talk about the cost. It's changed a little bit.
Yes,
and so let's talk about
in
that.
fact,
Go ahead, Joe. You can put that back up for us, and we'll talk about that. Go ahead.
Yes, we just revamped the form,
Right.
and they now have in each category, they have single and they also have couples, which is, I think, really, really good to have. We have the bronze, that's $25 a year single, and we have a couple for $40, which is very economical.
Wow.
Then you have silver, $50 a year for single, $75 for the couple. And the next one is gold, $100 a year for single, and $150, which is still a deal. That's cut in half. And we just changed the lifetime membership. For single, it's $1,000, and for $200 more, which is very reasonable, it's for life for a couple.
Okay. Can we talk a little bit about the difference on the levels?
Sure.
Okay. Let's talk about that bronze level and what that gets people.
In the bronze level, for single membership, you have 2 entries.
Okay.
If you get the couples, it's 4.
Okay.
And each category, you have more free entries. In fact, just recently, as people come, if we see they're very interested and the opportunities there, we give them a membership form.
Oh,
and then we
nice.
explain that when they're going to come back, if they join or if they join that day, you know, they don't have to pay the entry fee. And if you do the lifetime membership, up to 7 members for free.
Wow.
Every time you come, and there's no limit.
7 members for free.
Yes.
Bring your family.
Yeah.
Bring the family.
Talk about friends and family discount.
Yes.
That's
You
exactly
can come
right.
in, like I heard Mr. Terrio tell them, you can come in today and come back next week, bring another group.
Wow.
And we
love it.
encourage them too to take pictures. It's a hands-on museum. There are some items that says do not touch, but
Right.
It's a hands-on museum, and I think that means a lot to people coming, especially the children that come. The younger people, it makes it so real.
Yeah, and I tell you, and it's so beautiful, and what y'all have been able to do to optimize space. And so when people are coming, they can really get the rich culture and history of what the museum has to offer. And quite frankly, you know, when my wife and I will do the couple, I mean, now the entry is $10.
Correct.
And so if you're a couple and you're going to go twice in a year, just
Yeah.
be a bronze member. It just makes sense to join the museum at that level and be able to do that,
And
right?
what's nice, a lot of the volunteers that, when they come to the museum, are veterans.
Yeah.
Very
And
meaningful to hear the story directly from the veteran.
Yeah, and so it's again, the rich history and the rich culture very often comes from a veteran telling you about their own experience there. They're telling you about what you get to see. They're telling you about what this might be like. but it's much better because it's coming from someone who's authentic.
Yes.
And it's nice to have volunteers out here. And we're going to talk about volunteers a little bit later. But we wanting new members. Let's talk about the importance of wanting new members and why.
The importance of it is to follow survival. It helps.
Financially, we need it.
Right, financially we need it, and we need new members, because a lot of members, no longer with us.
Right.
And they were the pioneers that opened this museum, and we want to see it survive, so we need people to join and to come visit. It's encouraging to see so many people from all over the world that comes there. They had people from the Netherlands last week.
See, that's so exciting.
Yeah,
Just
Richard
so
just got a
exciting.
map, a world map, and a United States map, so we're going to start pinning,
Where people have come from.
Correct.
Oh, that's awesome. The annual membership meeting and election, when is that? That's coming up?
I'll let Mark handle that.
Okay.
The annual meeting is normally held, takes the place of our regular board meeting in February, the first, the second Tuesday, unless
Right.
it conflicts with Mardi Gras, and then we shifted a
Just
little
shift it
bit.
and move it. Okay.
And one of the benefits of membership is that annual meeting, because the way our bylaws are set up, the members actually elect 1/3 of the board every year.
Wow.
So it is important.
Such good information. We appreciate it. I cannot thank you enough for both coming on and telling us about the importance of membership for the museum, and thank y'all for what you both do
Thank you.
for the museum
Thank
and the
you.
community. We
Thank you.
appreciate it. All right, guys, we're going to take a short break, so don't go anywhere. A whole lot more local programming when we return.